What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima,
This is not
not
a damn podcast.
another damn podcast.
Presented by
Our damn selves.
So 388.
388.
Yeah, sun's cooking today, man. Yeah, I know you see sunshine. It's a beautiful thing, though. Beautiful sunny day. Yeah, we got past the little snow we had the other day.
Why is it snow before Thanksgiving? That was
It
just my
was gone
question.
like by the end of the day. That's the weird shit. It was gone by the end of the day.
Just ghetto. Chicago. And then my thing that I always go to every year, I have to post the meme of the dip with the dining room table and the four chairs and the four place settings. I always post that. Like, it's that time again. If you're from Chicago, you know about the dibs. And if you don't know about the dibs, then don't move any furniture, chair, old baby stroller, old walker, old wheelchair, wherever you see in a parking spot that has been shoveled out, do not move it. This is just my warning to you. If you don't know, now you know. This is my warning. Do not move any
Don't
of those
know,
items.
now you know, nigga.
Because you may come back and your car may be vandalized. Your windows might be broken out. Your tires may be flattened.
Car might be flipped over. Get a bunch of your homies to flip it over.
It's serious in these streets. Respect the dib. And oh,
I've
it's a public street. I hear people say it's a public
I've
street. You
flipped
don't own
not
nothing.
because of snow, but I have flipped a car over in my life. Not saying when and where. So I'll never own up, but yeah, I flipped a car before. So that's why I know it can be done. It's like
Yikes.
it
Okay, Incredible Hulk.
was a bunch of guys, but still, though, yeah, I'll take credit. Yeah, it was me. They were feeding off of my strength. There we go. I'll take the credit.
But yeah, respect the dibs.
So you had an interesting outing. Want to talk about it?
Oh, Friday night. So I actually got to go to the Bulls game. So it was
Chicago Bulls.
it was the NBA in season tournament cup thing,
So I
you
still
know.
don't know what the hell it is. What's the purpose of it? If last year they called it the in-season tournament, now they calling it the NBA Cup. Like they don't. Next year they gonna call it something else. I still don't know what it is.
It's a search for more money. We know it is.
Yeah, because you did see Emirates logo all over that court. So yeah, they must be getting a nice check from Emirates.
Yeah, Emirates, yeah, because
Nice check. Yeah,
it's
so
the Emirates NBA Cup.
that's the
Yeah.
purpose of it. Yeah, like yeah, they getting a nice check from them, and they can afford it. Yeah, you see how much they
Yeah.
charge for first class. Yeah, Emirates
Yeah,
can.
Emirates can afford
Afford
it. So I went there.
Reason why I've never flown Emirates. I'm just
So we went, we had family day out. So we went and we actually got to enjoy the game. The Bulls did win. They beat the Atlanta Hawks. So,
at least they were playing another lowly team. At least felt good about that. Yeah.
but it's good to see Trae Young in person because I'm like, okay, because Trae played and, I'm
Yeah,
like,
they
okay.
still got trade, but they ain't got much
Yeah.
else. So
But I mean, it's good to see, like, you want to see certain players play. You know what I mean? You want to see that in their prime. You want to see certain players play. So seeing Ice Trae out there, I was like, okay. But it was a good game. The kids had a ball. Ari, she loves being out at events. Like she loves that type of atmosphere because she was really into the game. She was screaming a high pitched shrill, and the guy missed the free throw, and then everybody in our section could hear her screaming, and they're like, "You did that! You made him miss the free throw." They was like it was Ariana who did. And then at the end of the game, you know how they have like in the fourth quarter, if the opponent missed two consecutive free throws, then you get a hot dog or whatever. I said it's hot dog for the Bulls games at Portillo's. And then the guy missed the two free throws, and
yeah, that
Ari
McDonald's
was like,
must have ran out. Yeah, 'cause it used to be Big Macs, now it's Portillo's.
yeah, that was me. I got us hot dogs. Single handedly, she was like, I got hot dogs for the United Center. Like, yep, you got hot dogs. It was all you, kid. Khalil enjoys watching basketball to an extent, but then he gets over it. So then he just
You don't
by
care.
halftime he was in the phone. He was watching the phone like.
You don't care.
Because here's the thing, he likes to play basketball. He likes to play it, but watching it, he's like, after a while, he's like, I'm gonna play on the phone.
Yeah.
So I just let him do him. He was on the phone. I'm like, okay, whatever.
The recipe's going on to Bulls legend Bob Butterbean Love.
Yeah. They did a nice tribute for him too.
81 was he? Something like that. What was it?
Yeah, because he was right before his it was right before his birthday, because his birthday would have been in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 10 hanging in the rafters for those that don't. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, he's one of the few Bulls numbers that retire, because the Bulls are like stingy with retiring their numbers. It's like yeah, which makes sense. Is like, because some teams like there's like we played against you, we'll retire your numbers. Like the Sacramento Kings that retire anybody's number. You get a jersey retirement, and you get a jersey retirement. Yeah, they don't
like,
get
who's that? Like, who the hell is that player? You look at the record.
Play for the Kings. Like, no, he didn't play for him. But and what the fuck is his jersey up there?
But they did do a nice tribute for Bob Love before the game started. They did a nice tribute.
Yeah.
And then they did like the moment of silence, and then a surprise that they had come out for I guess they were there for the cup and for the Bob Love tribute. They was like, and welcome from the 95, 96 Bulls, because we know that's the greatest team.
And next year will be the 30-year anniversary of that team next year.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, bro.
Next summer is 30 years is all with that team together.
And they was like, and welcome from the 95, 96 Bulls, Randy Brown, Judd Bushler, Bill Whittington, Tony Kukoc, and Dennis Rodman. When they went to Dennis Rodman, we were like, oh, everybody in the United, we went nuts, standing ovation. And you know how Rodman is. Like, Rodman took off his hat. You could tell that he was like humbled by it. Like, he was looking like, wow, you guys still love me. Like, you guys love me. That's like how he was looking. We're like, of course, like, Rodman, come on.
Dennis Rodman.
Come on, Rodman. Like, you remember me. You know, that's why he was looking like, you guys still remember me. You do like me. Like how she said, you do like me. Like, that's how he was looking.
Dennis Rodman.
Mm-hmm. But that was dope, though. Seeing that. And I was telling the kids, I'm like, I was like, these are my Bulls. I grew watching these Bulls. I've been watching the Bulls since 1989. And when I said that, it was two young men that were sitting next to us, and then they were like, you've been watching. They said, so you saw all 6 titles? Like, wow. Like, you saw all 6? I was like, I saw all 6, because they were along with the Derrick Rose era. They were younger, so they were like, yeah,
that's their classic era. It's like the Derrick Rose, Luol Deng, Joakim Noah era. It's like that's their classic era.
Yeah, they were there. That was their era. But I was like, nope. I grew up. I saw the 6.
Like, the good old days is relative, because a lot of people watching the good old days was that era. Like, to us, the good old days was Jordan, obviously.
Jordan.
And Dennis Rodman, this is like, yeah, like
with the mural.
Dennis Rodman literally stopped traffic on the Kennedy. If you look at somebody hanging out their car right here trying to photograph it, look, you see that?
You see him right
there, like trying to get a picture. Yeah.
And think about usually when we had cameras that you had to wind. So think about how dangerous.
Probably had one of them disposable cameras, you know.
You had to like wind it. And then what if your thumb blocked it so you didn't even get the shot?
You gotta go get off and go back and like come back. You gotta get off the Kennedy.
Because you don't know until you develop it. You don't know what you got. Then you just piss like, dang. Like, I had the shot, but then my finger was in the way.
Yeah. But it was we were alive during that. See, that was 30 years ago. That was the 95-96 season when that mural was up. It's like they had to take it down because Dennis was cut. He was fucking traffic up so bad.
Think about the Kitty traffic is always bad, but think about
put that up there. It's like, yeah, it would be ridiculous. Backed up damn near to the airport because of Dennis Rodman. That's so bad. It was
ridiculous.
They had to remove it. It's like And people say, well, Jordan was up there. Like, Jordan had been up there. It wasn't doing that till they put Dennis up there.
Mhm.
It wasn't, and we love Jordan, but they wasn't stopping to look at Jordan on that wall. Jordan had been up there for years on the wall. They had
Mhm.
just put Dennis up because they had just traded for him that season. Yeah.
Mhm.
We got to get rid of this damn mural. It's like, so it didn't last long, but yeah, we have it there. It's like, yeah, it wasn't there long. No.
But all I can do is just share the memories. Like I said, I'll show like footage of like my Bulls. I'll show some classic, here's some classic Bulls games. Let's
Show
watch
that
them.
to them. They ask, well, who Dennis Rodman was. Like, this is Dennis Rodman. The dude that literally stopped traffic on the Kennedy.
I gotta put together a compilation Dennis Rodman video of him like doing the Superman, him headbutting the ref, him doing like this, looking weird. Who was that he was looking at? I know he did one to Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, and then he looked at Alonzo's ass is what he did. He was like,
I know he looked at and then
who he
I
was
forgot
staring at,
that.
I think, was Brickowski. I want to say it was the finals when they played Seattle.
Yeah, it may have been him. Yeah, when he was there, he was like
Yeah.
looking weird. Him wrestling Karl Malone, like them wrestling.
Karl Malone on the court and in the ring. They had a match.
I was like, what is going on?
Had a match right after the finals ended, and then like a week later they had a wrestling match. It's like weird.
They were like in a full leg lock on the court, like they were like in a full,
Right. The people, the conspiracy people, like, were they doing that to promote their upcoming match? It's like, because they had a wrestling match the following week. It's like,
me think so.
That to promote the match coming up.
You think about like social media wasn't a thing back then, so you need to do promo. How you do promo?
Get them talking, yeah. Like have a couple of
like
stuff.
Now you can just post it on Instagram, Threads,
yeah,
TikTok, Facebook. You just post on your socials. But back then, it's like we didn't have ways of like transmitting those messages so quickly. It was like it was snail mail. It was a slow.
Can I say how bullshit is that Dennis Rodman's jersey is not hanging in that rack?
Yeah, I was gonna go there next. Like, okay,
why is number 91 not up there? It's like, why?
And that's what the comment section was saying when I went to the Chicago Bulls Facebook page, because I had to flex. I dropped it. I was like, I was at the game last night. I had to like throw my flex. I was there, and then like that was what the comment section was saying. Like they're like, and why isn't Dennis' jersey retired? Like a lot of people were saying that, which I have to agree.
Bulls are stingy with them jersey retirement. They got Jerry Sloan, Bob Love, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. And then they have the honorary ones with Phil, Jerry Krause, and I think it's something with Red Kerr up there too.
And that's it. That's it. That's all.
Like 4 numbers and then 3 like the honorary ones.
Honorary, yeah.
Yeah. So that's all the Bulls got.
The 4 numbers. That's it.
4 numbers are retired. It's like, but yeah, Rodman, it should be like more like they haven't announced. I know they're doing Derrick Rose night on the 4th of January, but they haven't announced whether they're not retiring his jersey or not. So I don't know if they just like honoring him or are they doing a retirement. They haven't announced anything yet.
Because I want to go to that game. I'm like, that's one that I think I want to go to. I want to go to Derrick Rose night. I think I want to go to that one. I think.
Yeah, but yeah, they haven't announced a retirement yet. Yeah, so we'll see.
The only one who should be wear one is Betty.
Betty wore it before Derrick Rose. That's why he did.
That's the only one who should be able to wear one after Derrick Rose is Betty.
Betty, the original number 1.
That's Derrick the only one I
Derrick Rose stole Benny's number, to be honest. And he wore it first. There you go.
Which Betty is the greatest mascot because, like I said, he came over in our section. He sprayed some silly string on some people that like said a couple rows behind us because I already wanted to get sprayed with the silly string. And then after he sprayed it, Ari like yelled out to him, and then he threw the canister over by her, and then Ari picked up the can off the ground, so she got to keep the Benny the Bull spray can. She was like, "This is my souvenir." I'm like, "That's your souvenir from the game. You get to keep the can that Benny the Bull had."
It's like catching a foul ball at a baseball game.
Yeah,
cool little souvenir.
And then he had to mess with the Packers fans because there was a couple of Packers fans standing in front of us, and he snatched like the cat off his head. He snatched his jacket.
They still in celebration mode after the debacle from last week. So Packers.
He wiped because Brady took it. He wiped under his arm and wiped his body with his.
Still, the Packers are still on a high from that debacle, like with the blocked field goal at the end of the
As soon
game.
as he spied him, then he was like,
Yeah, they still
like
on
when
the
he
high.
spied him, as soon
Like,
as he spied him, and we all started boo because he was like 2 rows in front of us. We were like boo. How dare you come in our house? How dare you with
well,
that Packers shit? Get
Wisconsin
that
is
shit
right
out of here.
across the state line, so it's like like you see a
You
lot.
can't do it though.
Like you see Bears fans at Lambeau and say you see that a lot.
Yeah.
It's like
But
because
you
they
can't
so
do that
close.
in
Yeah, you
but you
see that.
can't do that United Center. We gonna get you in the United Center. We gonna get you. Hilarious though.
Yeah, that train wreck and shit. Yeah. Well, let's move on from that mess. I don't feel like talking about the Bears anymore. We'll say rest in peace to Mr. 2-2. Chuck
I saw that this morning. I'm like,
came down late last night. I think you were asleep. I didn't text you. Like I figured I said we probably talk about it on the
because
podcast.
it was early this morning. Because it was like early this morning. So
I
like
saw it
probably like
late. I saw it late, like about 11. It's like I saw
mhm.
it late at night. Yeah. So,
Oh, because it was okay. Because it was like there, whatever, yeah, wherever he was at. Because it was like, it
yeah.
was like, yeah, Chuck Williams passed away. Oh yeah, okay, because it was late last night because it was like he passed away 11:23. 11:23 was Saturday. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh, 83, I think.
83. Looking at it
Yeah,
now.
83.
Chuck, yeah. Like we the
Mr.
like
Game Show man.
yeah, let's just break it down. Like I most know him from Love Connection. That's what
Two and
I
two.
grew up in the 80s. Like, but he was the original host of Wheel of Fortune. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, he
Which
was
I didn't know that until because on his other show, Greed, when he was like, what show didn't
yeah,
I
in the
host?
2000s, I think was Greed. Yeah, something like that.
Like late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, because he was like, what show didn't I host? And I said with so much confidence, Wheel of Fortune. I just jumped up. I was just so confident. And mom looked at me like, you got it wrong.
Original host, yeah. Because Really Fortune debuted in 75. He was the host from 75 up until what, like 81 or 2.
82.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 81, 82.
Something like that. Yeah. So he was
At
the
Sajak was the only Wheel of Fortune host I knew.
yeah.
So
Yeah, Sajak took over, and the version that people know is the Sajak and Vanna. And that
and
ran from '83 until what 2023 or whatever. Or was that this year? I don't know. When did Seacrest? Was it
this
last
year,
year?
it was this year.
2024. It ran up until
Okay.
yeah. So yeah,
It ran over like 40
we
years, like
finished it
40,
over 40 years.
43 years, however long.
40 years. Yeah. So that's the version most people. But Chuck Woolery, yeah, he did Scrabble in the '80s as well.
I love Scrabble.
Yeah, he did the Lingo, didn't he host
Lingo.
that?
I like Lingo.
I'm just thinking of shows that Pat said that.
Because
Not Pat said that Chuck Woolery
they just
did.
hit the little ball and they would be like,
Yeah.
they had to spell. It was like bingo and Scrabble at the same time, kind of. Because they were like guessing words, but then they had to make a bingo with the words.
Yeah.
That's why it was called Lingo.
They did a revival of the dating game in the 90s. I remember him hosting that.
Oh.
That was yeah, that didn't last long. They revived it temporarily in the 90s. Because they had brought back the dating game and the newlywed game, but they got
I remember that. Okay.
Now Eubanks had brought back for newlywed, but they had Chuck Woolery do the dating game instead of his usual Love Connection. He was hosting dating game during that.
I remember that now that you said that, because it was like a resurgence of it, kind of. It's like that was like the 70s when dating game was out. So
those dating game and newlywed game, that's the height of their like the 70s was
the
like
70s.
Those shows is like
because you can look at the apparel that the people were wearing, you could tell like if you see like the disco clothes and like the froze and like okay.
And the prizes the way is like they look like very 70s. It's like
this Whopper Chopper.
With the Danny Wells is like the salesman for that.
Whopper Chopper. Our Sanford and Son friends know what they're talking about. if you know, you know. Whopper Chopper.
Hilarious.
Tupperware. Because Tupperware was big in the 70s. Well, rest in peace to the legend, because Chuck Williams said he was part of our childhood. And I always want to go on Greed because I like when he would found the money, because he would found like when he would like try to be like, yeah, you could take this or you could take, and he would found the money. He would show his ring because he had like that big ring on his finger.
Chuck on the is he on the Mount Rushmore of game show hosts? I would say.
I would say yeah.
You had Woolery. I would put
Trebek.
Alex Trebek,
Trebek.
Bob
Mhm.
Barker as like
Yes.
the fourth spot is tough. Yeah, is it Pat? I don't know
Is it
yet.
Pat? Is
It's
it Pat?
Pat. Is it Steve Harvey? It could be either one of them. I'll say like it's like that fourth spot is tough, but like I was like that might be those other ones. I say definitely.
Who was the one? Bill. What was his name?
Bill Cullen, yeah,
Bill
those,
Cullen, yeah, with the glasses, with the yeah, because
yeah.
he was a hell of a host. Yeah, Bill
I
Cullen.
forget the legendary Wink Martindale. Let's go.
God, who's still alive?
Yep.
He's like 95 or something like that, but he's still alive.
Still tic tac toe and shit. What about
But yeah,
Richard
definitely
Dawson? Is like I'm just thinking a legendary game show host.
Everybody says.
Yeah.
Looking at coronavirus now with him kissing all those people in the mouth.
Wild.
It makes me crawl like a corona, like
Richard was wild.
some people on the mouth. Yeah. But yeah, Chuck is definitely on that Mount Rushmore. I say along with Trebek and Bob. I say like those are the solids that I definitely could say.
Yeah, there's like no doubt about those ones.
Because we said, "Who's on this?" He was right here. As soon as you said Chuck, I was like, "Trebek."
Trebek said the same
Trebek.
time, and then
Trebek.
right after him, I was like, "Bob Barker." It got to be right after them. Then.
Because all I know is that we still hear yo dee dee do.
Yeah.
I can still hear that.
That was the best part about when you got to stay home from school, like when you could watch the
sick,
Price
yeah.
Right. That was the highlight of like missing school was watching the Prices Right.
So depending on what your mother liked, so our mom watched Oprah, so I would watch Oprah with mom, then Price is Right, then Lovin', then All My Children.
See now you see like why Price is Right was the height of all of that shit. That was the best part of the day. Now you see why.
Boom, 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 boom.
That's classic, man. Rest in peace, Chuck Woolery, 83 years old.
2 and 2. And then for people who don't know what 2 and 2 is, that was a commercial break. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. That's how long the commercial break was.
True, yeah.
2 and 2.
Started that on Love Connection, and then it just stuck with him the rest of his career after that.
I'll see you back in 2 and 2.
Yeah. Love Connection was it basically like if you went out on a date with a person and then you described the date. That's what the show was about. And then they would have other like candidates, and then the audience would vote which one they thought.
Vote who they thought.
You can go out on another date with this one, or you could go out with one of these guys or whatever. Like that's what. And in Living Color famously parodied.
I was going to say that
Mike Tyson and Robin Givens and shit. Yeah.
And Jim Carrey as Chuck Woolery.
Carrey as Chuck Woolery. Yeah. Kim Coles was Robin and Keenan was Mike. It's like was
well, Chuck. The way she was Robin. The way she was like Robin Givens. You know.
It's hilarious now that everything that's happened is like in recent years is like who the other two bachelors they had that she picked that she could choose from.
Was it Brad Pitt? No.
That would have been hilarious. Yeah,
that would have been hilarious. But Brad Pitt wasn't popping then. He was not popping. If it
never 5 years, just the whole Mike Tyson and Brad Pitt thing would have just been funny. Yeah.
Was it Tom Cruise or somebody like that?
I'm gonna tell you, it was like Big Mom, Big Financially. It's like it has Mike Tyson, John Kennedy Jr., or Donald Trump. It's like
I was gonna say you said financial. I was like, is Donald Trump on there?
Trump was the third one. And funny, and even funny because with John Kennedy Jr. being the second one now, that Robert Kennedy Jr. is part of his cabinet, so it's just all tied together. And we just had a Tyson fight, so that skit is relevant. And Chuck Woolery just died. Now we need something from Robin Givens.
So did the Living Color predict the? We had
the whole last week, like they predicted in that one skit. That's in Living Color's first ever sketch too. That's the first sketch when
they came out the gate like.
Yeah. And everything that happened in that sketch was relevant to what's going on right now in this moment, from Chuck Woolery to Mike Tyson to Trump to Kennedy. Like, we just need a Robin Givens sighting. That's all we missing.
Robin Givens, yeah, we need to hear from her.
If Robin Givens pops up in the news, then like it'll be complete. That's all that's missing. But yeah, watch that in Living Color sketch. Hilarious. Everybody was in there like it's Jim Carrey as Chuck Woolery is just.
Well, he was like.
2 and 2. Yeah. So tell us what happened next, Robin.
And the way he like laid down was like, He laid down with it.
The Keenan, yeah, I'm so ecstatic. Yeah, it was ecstatic.
It was a stack.
Damon did a famous bit about that. How Mike Tyson was, I didn't want to make that nigga mad. I told him, hey, that was Keenan. That did
That was cute.
it. Hey,
Hey,
that wasn't me. That was Keenan.
that wasn't me. I
I ain't
don't
want to
blame
make.
him because I mean we know all the Waynes look alike, but it's like you can tell the difference between Keenan and Damon. They all look alike. They all have a similar look, but it's like, hey, him right here, not me. I agree.
It's a sad note right here. You shift a
Oh,
little bit. You heard about I know even sadder now because of what you recently dealt with the loss of
oh,
a friend to cancer. Dave Coulier, you heard about him.
yeah, I saw that.
He's Uncle Joey from
Uncle Joey.
Full House. For those, he also
Cut it out. You
yeah,
gotta cut it out. You
yeah,
know, I was a Full House watcher. I love Full House.
yeah. Because yeah, he's battling some form of cancer. I forget.
Hodgkin's stage
Yeah,
3. He's in
Hodgkin,
stage
right?
3 Hodgkin's cancer. Um, he's like because he is a comedian, he try and keep his spirits high, and to keep his spirits high, which people try to throw under the bus. John Stamos
Or a skin cap. I saw that.
did a video, did an Instagram post with him, and John Stamos wore a ball cap.
Yeah,
And then
because
people was like,
because he lost all his hair because like the chemo, so he doesn't have any hair right now. Yeah,
yeah. So then they shaved his hair. They like had a picture of him. I guess like that was his wife. And then like he kissed Dave on top of his head and everything. And people was like, to show your support, you should actually shave your head. First of all, we said Uncle Jesse is not cutting his hair. That's the first thing. We already know Uncle Jesse. I know his name is John Stamos, but you Uncle Jesse. Uncle Jesse is not cutting his hair.
I barely remember the guy's name. He's Uncle Jesse, as far as I'm concerned.
You Jesse Kostopoulos, as far as we're concerned.
Everybody from
We
that
conquered the
show, I
first
kind of call their characters names. Like
Kimmy Gibbler.
yeah, like Danny Tanner. I never called him by his real name. It's like I can't even think of his real name right
Bob
now.
Saget.
Thank you. Yeah, like everybody was like on this show. I'll call him by a character. That's why I had to look like with Dave Cooley. That's why I was like, I was gonna say Uncle Joey. And Aunt Becky's going to jail. Like I forgot her name too. Like everybody on the
Lori
show, you call them by
Not
the
Lori
character.
Lori Loughlin. Lori
It
Metcalf.
doesn't matter. And she's Aunt Becky.
Lori Loughlin. Yeah.
Yeah, Lori Beth was Lydia Eliza Gutman. Lori
I
Beth.
said Lori Metcalf. I
I thought you said Lori.
Jackie.
Lori Beth
That was
Denberg.
Aunt Jackie. No, Lori Loughlin.
And Lori Beth Denberg was Lydia Eliza.
I know her. But then people were saying, and then this and that. But then Dave had to put a response, and Dave was like, first of all, him and John have been friends for like 35 years.
Yeah,
like that's
guys who know each other like 35 years.
they've actually formed a real like they
actual
actually
friends. Like they met as co-workers, they became friends though. Yeah.
like all of them were close. Bob, Dave, and John. They were all close. They actually became friends. And he was like, and as a comedian, he was like, when I saw John come in with that ball cap on, I lost it. Like he was just cracking up. Like he was like, that's what we do. Like he knows how to make me laugh. Like, he was like, that's how I cope and deal with stuff. It's like,
he's a comic.
try to laugh through it. I'm a comic. So it's like, I'm going to laugh through stuff. And he said John knew what to do. He came with that ball cap on. So he was like, like laughing at him because it made him, at least temporarily take his mind off for a second. So he made his friend laugh and was being silly. But then people try to turn into something else. And that's why he was like, he had to tell people, leave John alone. Like John did that to make me laugh. Like, he's a great friend. Like leave him alone. But I thought that was just hilarious when he had that ball cap on because I was laughing. And before Dave even said that, I was like, he probably did that to being silly. And I was right. Like he knew how to make his friend laugh. To be goofy.
Shitheads though.
But he is trying to battle and like I said, he seemed like he's trying to be in good spirits about everything. And we need the Uncle Joey because Uncle Joey was that guy. He was the weird uncle that like we wish that we had, like the goofy, silly uncle that we wish that we had,
And the show created that part for him because
even though he wasn't an uncle, but he was.
It's only supposed to be the one uncle helping as helping Danny Tanner.
Yeah.
But when they found the two guys, John and what's his name, Dave, it's
They,
like they couldn't decide which one they wanted, so they said why not both? That's why they created the Uncle Joey character
mm-hmm.
specifically for Dave Coulier. They were just looking for an Uncle Jesse, and they was like, well, we like them both. Which one is our Uncle Jesse?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
And then Bob and Dave were friends because they were in the same comedy circuit. Like
yeah,
they did the comedy club circuit.
yeah.
So they knew each other from there. So, and then you add Jesse in. So it was like, okay. And now they rolling. But stay positive. Stay, like just because something is presented for you, it's not over. Like, you can like keep fighting, keep fighting, keep. That's why I say to anybody who's battling any serious illness, it's not over.
Yeah.
Like, don't, like, people can tell you, like, hey, you have this long to live. Like, it's been people that have been given 6 months to live, and then 10 years later, they're still alive.
We saw that with the legendary, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Yeah, because
And
people can
giving him
tell
like it
you,
was the end, like he was critical. The end was near, and then he had the "I ain't dead yet, motherfucker."
I ain't dead yet, motherfucker.
Still alive. He's still here. It's like he's like, yeah.
That was so on brand for Ric Flair to say, "Hey, keep your prayers." I ain't dead yet.
I ain't dead yet, motherfucker. Because like it wasn't looking good for Nate.
And I was like, point taken when he said that. I was like, okay, I'll tuck my prayers away. Point taken. You ain't gotta tell me twice.
And one of my favorite photos was Ric Flair and Mike Tyson and smoking weed in Chicago. That's that's something I didn't think that wasn't on my
Your
my
bingo card.
bingo card. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I'm glad I saw that shit. It's like and let's talk Tyson, like the fight. I got let's crunch the numbers. I got the numbers from the Mike Tyson.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah. Like
Let's
the
see.
numbers, yeah. It's like it's the highest grossing combat sports event ever in Texas at 18.1 million. That's what the live gate is like, yeah. So 72,000 people were in Cowboy Stadium, AT&T Stadium. I couldn't think, yeah, now brain was frozen last week. Yeah. So and the streaming was now we see like why Netflix crashed. I'm gonna give you these numbers. It said an estimated 108 million people streamed the event Friday night. So there you go.
You said 108 million?
108 million, yeah. So there you go.
I'm going to do some math.
Okay.
Is that okay? That's 108 million times. I'm going to put in my Netflix subscription because I know how much I pay for Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know this number. But it's 1 and then a comma and then 823 comma and then 040 comma and then 3 zeros behind that.
Making money. Then Netflix.
That was my math I just did.
Netflix is making money hand over fist, basically.
Is that trillion?
It might be trillion.
Is that trillion at that point?
Yeah. When Netflix is worldwide, people forget that. Like, yeah, like it's at how many countries it was in. It's 70.
Let me divide by 2 because half the people probably don't have subscriptions. They probably doing what's their password. But even still.
And some people watch the fight together, like if you had people over the house watching, so you could divide the number up a little bit. Yeah, a lot of people weren't watching.
By 2. So even divide by 2, I have 911, comma 520, comma 3 zeros. So yeah, that's a lot. That looks like is that almost a billion? Yeah, it's almost a billion, this number.
Yeah. So 70 countries it was viewed in, including of the US, the UK, Mexico, India. So yeah, there's a lot of motherfuckers in India. So
India, wow,
1 billion people in India. So yeah,
that's huge.
Yeah. So yeah, they did some numbers. But the clown shit is like somebody actually sued Netflix over the stream. I don't know if you saw this story. Like it's a class action suit. Maybe I should get in on it. I don't know. Mind buffered.
Hey, and then you can get like Mario and get your $50 a year before taxes.
or at least get a free month of Netflix. That'd probably what they give you. Like, hey,
that's what Netflix should do. Netflix. You get a month. You get a month. You get a month.
That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna give everybody that watched the fight a free month of Netflix.
Everybody gets a free month of Netflix. That's what everybody should do. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
Ronald Denton filed a suit in Florida. Not surprised that this shit was in Florida. Like Florida's like I was in Florida last year. They on another level. I'll tell you.
Floridians.
It said they were faced legendary problems, including no access, streaming glitches, and buffering issues. The guy sued him for breach of contract. I'm saying he's asking for unspecified damages, so he hasn't even given a number. They gonna get
So
free.
what? So what's your unspecified damage number? What's your number at this point?
What they gonna do with this guy? They probably just like, well, we'll just give you Netflix free for life. That's what they gonna do with him.
Probably.
It's okay, we ain't gotta pay. You get free Netflix for life.
You get free.
Yeah, and that'll probably be enough to get him to drop the suit. But that's what they probably gonna do. Like, yeah, and then anybody else that got in on that, y'all get a month free. The guy that filed the suit, you get free Netflix forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Marcus to look out for the things I said because I was at that show, so I wasn't home. So I'm gonna tell Marcus to look out for if it's anything that comes down, like put your name on it.
There you go.
I know you was watching the fight at home, so put your name on it.
Put your name on it. Where we going next? Some more clown shit is like, I am not suicidal. You heard about this dude, right?
I saw that.
You heard about this dude. This frame there was France one of those countries that the Tyson fight was viewed in because like we got a famous French actor who's back in the news now, Mr. Juicy Smollier.
Juicy Smollier.
His guilty conviction was overturned on a technicality. I'll break it down what really happened. It's some Kim Fox bullshit. It's what happened. So it's like Cosby all over again. Like he definitely did this shit, but like because of like the way it was it was filed is like it's considered illegal the way it was filed. It's like but Jussie Arizzi made the claim, had the noose tied around his neck when the cops showed up and everything. During the polar vortex is like some Nigerian MAGA ninjas jumped him.
Which was negative 40 degrees and outside.
Some MAGA dudes from Nigeria jumped threw bleach on him. The bleach somehow didn't freeze, even though everything was freezing. Like they had bleach outside their bleach didn't freeze though. Yeah,
and you were getting a Subway sandwich at 3 a.m.
He was going to get Subway, yeah, because he was so hungry, yeah. In a vortex, he had to go get Subway.
He wanted to eat fresh. Like a straight up say, Subway, eat fresh.
Nigerians attack him. They say they MAGA. They throw bleach on him that didn't freeze and shit, and then hang a noose around his neck and shit. That's his story and shit. So the guys, they basically caught him and they tell the whole story. They even had the receipts because they had the cancel check. Like
yeah, they were at Home Depot buying the stuff or whatever they were.
They had them buying the stuff, the video, and buying the stuff, and they had a cancel. So Juicy, he paid him with a check. Like, why instead of get cash? He paid the guys with a check. Like he left a paper trail, so he ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer. They had the check.
I didn't know that he. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he pays with a check.
Who still writes checks in these days? Who does? Okay. All right. Never mind. Go ahead.
But he's trying to be the gay Tupac, and back in Tupac's days, people still wrote checks. See, so that's why he wrote a check. That's my best.
I'm not suicidal.
I am not suicidal. So then, here's what happened with the he does the Robin Roberts interview, which like a lot of people say it was cap. I was always on the side where like some don't add up is like about this case. Is like, and then like it does when all of this comes out that he was full of shit. Is like Kim Fox didn't want to prosecute him because like she's friends with the Smollett family. Like on it's her homie basically. Like so she recused herself from this case. And then replaced with some fucking goof that some secretary of keeping it real. Basically, Bart Simpson was her replacement. It's some goof that she put in that.
He did do the right thing by removing herself because if you do feel like you have a conflict of interest, you do need to remove yourself from stuff. You have
the proper procedures, like you bring an espresso prosecutor.
But you should have done that.
You don't pick your replacement. Okay, this guy.
You can't do that. No.
Of course, the other guy, like because he's like working for Kim Fox. Like he offers a deal to Juicy. And like the deal was like, okay, like you forfeit your $10,000 bond, like he don't care, he's a millionaire. And then like you do your community service, like so he basically no jail time. He got a sweetheart deal, basically. So he paid his fine, he did his community service. And then like later they said, wait a minute, like this should have went through a special prosecutor. So that's when they brought the special prosecutor in. He went to trial, got guilty, and I'm not suicidal. All of that happened. He got 180 days. I forget what his sentence was. It was supposed to be something like that. It's like he ended up doing like 2 days before he got out because he appealed it and they let him out on appeal. It's like
Of course they did.
And then, like they said, because of the deal he had taken with the secretary keeping it real, whoever that guy was. I'm just making that part. But the fake the person Kim Fox had put up, he had technically cut a deal with that person. He paid his fine, like did his community service, so like he had did his debt. So like they're saying, like when they brought in that prosecutor, that was illegal. So like he shouldn't have even went to trial because double jeopardy. Like he said it's not his fault because Kim Fox cheated. Like it's not Juicy's fault. It's like that's what they were saying basically. Because
Yeah,
she
right idea to remove yourself, but not the right procedure to like bring in your
you
friend.
do move yourself is like okay, special
Yeah,
process.
that was fine
That's
for her
how
to
they
remove herself. That was fine, but
you'll be
that
like
other
okay,
stuff,
like yeah,
no,
like this guy he's gonna handle the case now. Okay, yeah,
no, you
we're gonna
can't do
cut you.
that.
Then yeah, community service and $10,000. Like Juicy immediately agreed to that shit. Of course, it's and then the public was pissed off. Wait a minute, no jail time for that shit. Like people were, it's probably why they ended up bringing that prosecutor because like people were mad. It's like, yeah, wait a
People were outraged.
minute, he's
How
getting
dare he play with the we're in this especially sensitive racial
yeah. How you do like
era right
fake
now.
like
How dare
racial
you?
and shit and all that.
Because everything is racially insensitive now. How dare you play on the emotions of people? You need to be held accountable, young man. And that's what happened.
So yeah, the special prosecutor should have never happened because of the deal he had already taken, and because he had served the time too. Like I said, had they like brought the prosecutor before he did, but now he did the community service and paid the fine. So like you can't like get undo.
Undo that, yeah.
He already had done his time. So like they said, yeah. So yeah, that's double jeopardy, which is illegal. Fifth Amendment. It's like yeah, FIF fifth is Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, still Fifth Amendment. Yeah, double jeopardy. So that's what happened. Is like people say, how did it get overturned? Because of like Kim Fox's corrupt ass. That's how it. So it was like with Cosby when they used his deposition illegally is the same.
Yeah, because it was sealed. That document was sealed.
Yeah. And the statute of limitations was coming up,
Was
like
about to expire.
about to expire on that particular case. So like the prosecutor illegally entered that into evidence. Yeah.
Because like we need something on him. We have this. Statute runs out in like about a week.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah,
They submitted it. It was like that.
The lawyer said, wait a minute, like the jury should have never heard this deposition. They should have never saw this. So if that's all you got, then like you gotta drop you gotta drop these charges. Like you got nothing else on it. That's the only
like you just can't bust in. Like we're not vigilantes. Like we're supposed to have a system in place. So you just can't.
And the system is designed to like it's better to have 10 guilty men go free than to have one innocent man sitting in prison. Because like, what if this person wasn't Juicy, like, and they did like they did like go on trial for like double jeopardy and have to sit in jail for like a crime they had already like paid the debt for. It's like, yeah, what if that happened? It was not like some famous French actor and shit. It was just a regular motherfucker. Like, hey, wait a minute, like, yeah, I paid my fine. I did community service. Why am I on trial? It's like, what if it was like,
A mess.
yeah. So Juicy, yeah, but in the court of public opinion, he's still guilty. His career though, I ain't seen or heard him since Empire. So like, and I don't expect to see from him either. I was watching I was going down a YouTube rabbit hole. I was watching a video about Empire. It's about how weird that show was.
It came off the rails.
Back is like, yeah, the show was. It started off good because a lot of the stuff they did in season one, they like basically undid like later on. It's like remember like the way the show started is like it was centered around like Lucius and his ALS. It's like that was a big thing. It's like, okay, I'm dying of ALS. Like, who's gonna take over the empire when I die? That was a big part of the show. So like, which is
right,
like
because like he was kind of like, cause we would know his times where like Lucius seemed fine, and then that's when they revealed that I have ALS.
Yeah,
and I'm battling this. So
he got 3 sons, but like all of them are flawed. It's like he's like, okay, like Andre, like he's the most business minded, but he's a cornball. I don't want him running the label.
And Andre also wasn't Andre like bipolar or something? Didn't he have something going on?
Yeah, they revealed that later on that he had
some kind of like imbalance or whatever. Yeah,
And he's a cornball. I want the cornball running the hip hop label.
Hakeem was a damn idiot.
Hakeem is like a knucklehead.
he,
Like I don't want
he was
him.
an idiot.
Like and Jamal, like he's like the most qualified, but he's gay. I don't like gay people. Illusions didn't like that. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like he had a dilemma, like who takes over the empire. It's like, yeah, that's where. Then you got Cookie just got out of jail. She's trying to get it too. There was a lot going on like that work, which is why the first season was good. After that, when they just magically dropped Lucius, he just doesn't have ALS anymore. That's when it kind of came off the rails and shit. It was like, oh, we misdiagnosed you. You don't have ALS anymore. It's like he just.
Because I started watching. So when they say that he had, what was causing him?
I don't even remember. I just know
what was causing episodes.
I know he had it, and then he didn't have ALS. It's just all I remember. It was poor writing and shit.
Because as we know, ALS is a thing that you just progressively are going to get worse. Sadly, like it's
that's what Steve McMichael has.
Yeah.
And his started simple. Like he said, he noticed like when he was playing golf one day and he like could barely swing the club. He's like it was getting harder. And him being a big strapping football player, like it shouldn't be this hard to swing this club. And that's when like he got diagnosed with ALS and it just steady declined a little bit.
Goofy.
I was watching that. I was like, yeah, Empire did get progressively.
Now do I need to go back and try to watch like Empire and see like what happened? Because like I stopped watching after
I think after about season 3, I gave up on the show.
I stopped watching. Like after Andre's wife died and then
when Anika kills Andre's wife, spoilers, like 10 years spoilers.
Yeah, when she killed her and then she was
Andre's wife and shit.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is a little bit All My Children. It's just a little soap opera-y.
Yeah.
I just felt like that was soap opera-y. It just felt like that to me.
It was way too soap opera-y, but yeah. What you got? I had a lot so far. Yeah, the juicy story, especially.
If we're on a milestone moment is happening this week for, as they said, for Simpsons fans, if any.
We just mentioned Simpsons, yeah, so it makes sense.
Pamela Hayden, the voice of Milhouse, Ben Houghton, Jimbo Jones. I think she did one of the Flanders kids, I want to say, but I know definitely
Todd, one of them, yeah.
She did one of them, I want to say, but I know definitely Jimbo,
her most famous character, yeah.
She is retiring from The Simpsons as a voice actor.
Been there since day one, so that's like 35 years, something like that.
and I found my tribe on Facebook. I found my Simpsons tribe because when I saw that announcement, they posted, after 35 years, this was you is so long, good luck. I don't recall saying good luck. Remember when Kirk got fired for the Cracker Factory? They were just quoting like all type of like different Simpsons references. They said the thing about, is it going to be recast because I don't like the idea of two Milhouses having the same voice or something.
Eddie dinners, yeah.
They were just going in just like doing classic Simpsons lines, and she's 70 years old. It's like you have to think about it. This show has been on. This is season 36 for The Simpsons.
Yeah.
36.
If you were grown then, you'd be getting up there in age now. Yeah.
Think about what we were doing 36 years ago. We wasn't grown. You and I weren't grown 36 years ago. We were kids.
How old is Julie Kavner? She got to be like 90 or something.
She's 80. Julie Kavner is 80. She's a solid 80.
Man, it's like, to me, it's like,
she was on Rhoda. Yeah, she's 80.
Yeah, she was on TV in the 70s. So yeah, so she got to be up there.
She's 80.
Yeah.
And they said that they said
Julie, we all don't know Julie Kavner.
Marge and her sisters.
Thelma and Patty, yeah. That's
They said Julie Kavner looking like, that's what they were saying. Like, you retired? You retired? Because when I watch them, because what I've been doing is I've been watching back the new episodes like the next day on Hulu. That's what I do. So I just watch it back the next day. And you can definitely hear a difference in Marge's voice because like I was watching one episode like Marge didn't even really sound like Marge.
Yeah. You're gonna have to recast the part if you're gonna keep the character. That's what happened with remember, like, because he was in his 90s. That's why James Earl Jones a couple of years ago retired from Darth Vader, because like He's a 90. He don't even
He's
sound the
90.
same as he did like 50 years ago in the 70s. It's like, so he
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm retiring, let somebody else take over the role. It's like
Oh,
I
I have to
can't
sit
keep
down for a
doing it.
second because, like you said, the 70s was 50 years ago, and now I gotta sit down. Even though
Yeah.
I'm sitting down, I gotta sit down
Right.
further because 50 years ago, still in my mind, it's like 1950.
Yeah, it seems like like the
That seemed like Back to the
Little
Future.
Richard
Go,
and
go, go, Johnny,
yeah,
go, go. But that seems
yeah.
like that was 50 years ago when they did 1955 and Back to the Future.
Star Wars is almost 77, so yeah, it's knocking on 50 years.
When you said that, I just said, oh, like, oh, made me go like that.
But yeah, I mean when he retired, like so a couple of years ago, because
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, he's a dude is 90. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
he's not gonna do that. He's yeah, this the older you get, it's hard because like as you start getting that old man voice, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to keep doing the voice like that because as you get older, your voice is more raspy and everything. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's-
And then let's be real, like most people who do their voice actors, they modify their real voice. Some have to modify their voice a lot for certain characters. That's why you'll hear some people say that I had to stop doing so and so because it was too hard my voice.
yeah,
Because after a
hard.
while, it strains you
Yeah,
too much.
certain
And then
characters.
some people like Yardley Smith is one whose voice, like she just slightly elevated her voice
She
because her voice
sounds
is
like
pretty much
Lisa. She sounds like Lisa. She was on Herman's Head. I don't know if you remember that show from the
Iron
90s.
Man.
Herman, and
Mm-hmm.
she sounds like Lisa. The character
Yeah,
that sounds like Lisa, that's Yardley Smith, the one
yeah, Yardley Smith. Yeah, because like she
man.
just elevated. She's just a little bit higher, but her voice is pretty. She didn't really modify her
Yeah.
voice too much. But some people had to seriously do something to change their voice, and
That's the
I think
reason why Dan Castellaneta changed his Homer into next. The first Homer was hard to. He did Homer more like this one early
because
in this.
Homer was
That
one.
was probably hard as hell to do that. So he changed it more to the Homer like this. It's
Yeah,
like
because the goofy hello, I'm
which
Homer
is probably
Simpson.
easier and is a funnier voice. So it worked
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
let's get some frosted chocolate milkshakes.
Yeah, that probably was like, yeah, it probably was hurting his voice trying to do that voice. It was like, so he switched it up. Yeah,
I do follow Nancy Cartwright on I subscribe to her YouTube and then I follow her TikToks. And I know she said that Nelson puts a strain on her voice because she said Nelson is the hardest one because Nelson has a grunt when he's Nelson has that grunt when he talks. But she said that she has to really get down in it when she does Nelson.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why remember when they did the Scarface video game like about 20 years ago and they had to recast Tony Montana because Al Pacino couldn't do the voice anymore.
Yeah,
So he said when he did, he sounded like a knockoff doing Tony Montana, even though he was the actual Tony Montana. So they had to recast like somebody to like imitate Al Pacino from the 80s because like he was older, much older, so his voice sounded different.
they had to hire Jay Farrow or somebody to
Somebody like
just
that, yeah.
impression.
Get somebody like that and shit. Or yeah, or I got you a guy Dave Coulier. He does like
I was gonna say that. I was
like
gonna go back to that fun fact, a thing that I found out recently.
I know what you're gonna say.
They said he said that for the G version or like the TV version
I
of
know
movies,
exactly who you're gonna say a famous
he did
comic and
he
shit.
did Richard Pryor's
Exactly.
voice.
Anytime you hear Richard Pryor, like on the edited versions on TV from like the movie, like Silver
Yeah.
Streak or whatever the movie, that's Dave Cooley. Like, that's his voice. It's like
I was not prepared to see that when I saw that video come up, and
I
then when
heard
he
him
went,
on he was on Howard Stern show some years ago, and then Howard asked like, "Well, do Pryor." And he started doing the Pryor voice. It
and
was
then when he went to do the Richard Pryor voice, I started cracking up because it was spot on. Like
yeah,
I never would have thought that Uncle Joey was.
Richard Pryor,
When
like
you're watching it on ABC, you're watching with Silver Streak or
or whatever, yeah,
whatever.
Stir Crazy any of the
They're
movies.
crazy. You're watching that.
And Richard
Yeah,
Pryor says,
we some bad mofos.
bad Mickey Picky. So yeah, like he said that's
We some
Dave
mofos.
Cooley. Yeah.
That's Dave Cooley. I said we're some bad Mickey figures. That's him saying that. Like
This is this is some bull crap. It's like that's Dave Cooley.
I never would have imagined that. Never. like that was. I just assumed it was a black guy doing it, but
I just watched Millions last night. No, that
was a real asshole.
that was Pryor.
She's screaming at what?
It's on Hulu, I believe. Yeah, Hulu.
Okay.
That was a real asshole.
So I'm gonna have some holiday time off, so I'm gonna be watching some movies and
I was feeling
Chicken Bell.
very 80s the other day, so I said I'm watching Brewster. I saw that was us. I'm watching Brewster.
Great time. The best things came out the 80s.
Can't win them all.
Shut up. The best things were produced in the 80s. I'm just saying, yeah.
Couple of milestones I want to talk about. 20 years ago this past week, you talking about you were just at the NBA game is like 20 years ago, not here, but over in our little brother, we call him in Detroit, the Malice, the Palace.
Oh shit!
I saw that pop up my timeline, like, yeah. I was watching that when it happened because I was living in Indiana at the time, so I had kind of like started following the Pacers, kind of sort of.
The Bulls weren't good.
Bulls sucked during that time.
The Bulls weren't good at all.
Like I still was a Bulls fan, but like I was like, oh, well, technically I can root for the Pacers. I live in Indiana now, so I was watching that game, the Pistons and the Pacers. It's like when Ben Wallace is like, it was a game. The game was pretty much over. It's damn near a blowout. They were up by like 15 with like, what, a minute left. It's like Indiana was up by like 15. And so what Wallace is going up and like Artest like did hack the shit out of him. That happened. It's like, and so
but they hard fouled back then.
Yeah. So they Wallace just went off and shit. Like I'll explain for those who don't know what the Malice was. And just shoved him halfway across the building. It's like, and Artest goes instantly back against the scorer's table and lays out. And of course, all the players, like officials, they all in between. I'm like, because Wallace was just hot. That just set off that foul, just set him off.
you couldn't. And what we found out, I think, didn't his sister pass away?
Yeah, he was going through something personally.
I think his sister had just passed away. So when you're grieving,
he already off, and then the foul just will set him off. And Artest, like as we know now, he does have chemical imbalance. Like, yeah, he was in therapy. So what he did, like he put his headphones on and was just laying there, like relaxed. He had Reggie there, like comforting them. So yeah, he felt comfortable. Yeah, okay, I got my boy here. Yeah, I'm just got my headphones on.
Reggie is all, like I said, I hated Reggie Miller when I was younger, but Reggie was always like a good team player. He was a good teammate. I just hated when he played the Bulls. I just hated him then. But I can appreciate Reggie for what he
was
now.
There trying to keep Ron calm because he probably knew Ron wasn't right either. So he's like, he was there right with him.
And that's why when people say Ron was scared, it's like Ron wasn't scared. Ron knew he was crazy as hell.
He was trying to keep calm. He's like, okay, let me calm down before I blow up. That's what he was on. Let me calm down. He was like woosah. He was like, Ron was on some woosah.
Ron was Bruce Banner. You don't make me angry. You don't want me to see me angry. Ron was Bruce Banner. That's what Ron was. Like, I don't want to get
let me calm down. It's like I don't want to snap and shit. That's what Ron was on.
Ron was crazy as hell. And he didn't want to hurt Ben Wallace, I don't think.
Of course, you ignorant ass Detroit fans.
I'll call y'all out the D. What's up?
Took one of these and shit and flung it over. And like, did you watch the Malice on Netflix?
I didn't watch it yet.
Documentary,
that might be something I watch. How many parts is it, or is it just?
It was just one. Yeah, it's a one part. Yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be something I watch over the break because I'm gonna have some downtime, so I'm gonna watch some stuff on
Reggie
Netflix.
Miller was like he's like watching a movie in slow motion. He said, I saw the cup out of the corner of my eye, like no, he saw it coming up on the corner of his eye. They landed right on Ron's chest. And after that, it was all over. Ron jumps up, runs into the crowd. The announcer's like, and Ron Artest is in the stands. He's going crazy. It's like. And was wild though. He attacked the wrong fan. The one who threw the cup, he missed. He just saw the first guy in front of him. That wasn't even the guy that threw the cup.
Like I said, I was recently at a game, and my seats were pretty close to the court. I can't imagine the Ron
Artest section. There you go.
I was pretty close to the court when I went to this game. So on Friday, so I can't even imagine. Like you just sitting in.
See, we have more Chicago fans. We more sophisticated. We don't throw shit at people on the court. So
no, we don't.
You got more sophistication than that. You ignorant ass Detroit fans. I'm sorry.
We just boo people and we just hurt. We
tell you suck, but we ain't throwing.
You weak as fuck.
Yeah, we ain't throwing shit at you.
You weak as fuck out there. Yo, goofy ass. We gonna call you goofy ass.
So then, like the visual didn't look right. Like now you got Ron Artest, and like as you said, the section. Like I'm sure it wasn't a lot of people that looked like you in the section. It's like got got Ron, like the black dude with a bunch of white dudes. So of course, like Steven Jackson, like Mr. O'Block, like he runs out there, he starts slugging. You remember you saw the video, he was in O'Block a couple of years. He's like, yeah, I ain't scared. Like, I'll pull up in Chicago in the middle. You're like 50 years old, like you bragging about being an O'Block.
What are you trying to prove?
He's
what
like,
are you proving?
I pull up in Chicago, I'm right in the middle of O-Block. I ain't scared. It's like you saw that. So yeah, Mr. O-Block jumped out there. He starts knocking out fans and shit. Yeah, because it's like, okay, you're not gonna beat my boy like that. It's like,
because now come to think of it, I'm thinking about my section. I'm like, yeah, it wasn't a lot of us in myself. I'm just picturing right now. I'm like, what's it lot of us out there?
Then you start having flashbacks of like, it starts like having flashbacks of like lynchings. It's like, okay, a bunch of white boys beating on one black man. That's why Jack ran up there. It's like, okay, yeah, we ain't gonna have that shit.
So Jermaine O'Neal, he swear.
Oh, we gonna get to that, yeah. Now when they finally get Ron back on the court, it's like, which they thought he was safe. Like, yeah, that's like that's the first that Reggie is like, we just want to get this nigga out of the audience. Basically, let's get him back on the court. We cool once he that, but now like fans have come on the court. Like so now like so Ron, like as soon as he gets on the court, is a dude and he just like just decks the shit out of the dude right in front of him on the court. And then like Jermaine O'Neal is running like he was trying to like, but what the slide is because of all the shit they had been throwing and the beer and all that stuff. So the court was wet because like we could have had a Kermit Washington situation because Jermaine was running to like clench fists. Like if he had thrown a punch and hit that dude, like he might have killed him and shit. So he slipped and missed and shit. Like so, and he just ended up sliding into the guy. Yeah, if he had punched him, he might have killed him. No,
you gotta think about these men are
he's 7 feet tall, like 260.
6'8", 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", and
Jermaine was center, so I think he was around 7 feet tall.
Ron Test is what, like 6'8", 6'9"?
Like 6'9" something like that. Yeah.
These guys are 6'8" to 6'10" to 6'11", and in shape.
Yeah.
In shape.
They work out every day. So,
yeah. These some big ass dudes. Yeah. This is not what you want. Like we said, this ain't what you want. You fall back.
Now, when they try to get him to the locker room, now they got to get him like out the bill. So of course, like he's getting showered with like Ron, like they showering him with debris now and shit. Yeah.
But to think about it, because like when I go to the game, like I said, I'm going to take my kids to more games, and it's like just think about it because it's supposed to be a family fun outing. And I can't even imagine something like that happening. My kids are right there. Crazy. I can't even imagine.
Like sports is a family outing.
It's a family outing, yeah.
It's a family thing, yeah. So it probably was a lot of kids out there that were like around that foolery and shit. Yeah.
Like we gotta do better for the kids.
Yeah. Larry Brown did. I get in his crazy. He did try to calm the crowd. He got on the house mic and did try to calm him down. But like once a riot breaks out, it's over and shit. Yeah.
And then it's Detroit too. So
yeah. I got and in the opposite of that, when you try to tell them calm down, that makes them want to tear more shit up. It's like so everybody calm down. Yeah, like we tell Weston tell them is like don't throw debris on the court. It's like you're gonna shower that court with stuff. It's like it's like. So he did, and they didn't have it wasn't proper security. Like, they didn't have, you got like 4 security guards trying to control all of that shit too.
The whole crowd.
Something dumb like that too. It was like a handful of cops that were there trying to control all of that. So,
but that was 20 years ago. Like just looking at
November of 2004.
2004.
Yep. And that's all we were talking about the next day. Yeah, did you see the fight last night?
I didn't see it live, but I just remember seeing on Sports Center. I just heard that sound like, and Artest is in the stands. Like I heard that. I heard that call on Sports Center where I was watching. I was like, what the hell? I was like, what the happened in Detroit? They was.
And what's wild is like what made it even worse. Remember, like this is 04. Detroit was the defending champions then. It's like they had just won the title. So all eyes are on you now.
Shit. Yeah, just won the title in
y'all the defending champs. Not like they were a scrub team. Like if Detroit did it now, like nobody would care. They was like, but they were the defending champions. So like everybody's watching you. You had just upset the Lakers too. Like so
you know what I'll say.
What's up?
Our champions never did that in Chicago.
Well, yeah, I never saw even with Rodman, we didn't do that.
Our
Rod might have
champions
kicked
never
the
did that.
photographer. That's about it. But hey, we didn't do
And he
nothing.
headbutted a ref, but I
Yeah, he
mean,
never ran into the crowd doing punch fans though. He didn't do that.
he never did that.
He
Rodman
didn't
was his
throw.
own
He didn't. Yeah,
with his own. He had his own. He was on his own little mixed bag of like. You never know what you were going to get. Like his hair color, he would come in the arena and have a different hair color. Like you didn't know what you were going to get with Rodman. But
and I've been to a lot of games as of you. I've never once thrown anything on the court.
no,
Like, I don't throw shit at players.
And I agree with that. If you get caught throwing anything, you should be banned for life.
Oh,
Absolutely.
the guy did get a
I
life.
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Ban your ass for life because we're here to have a good time. When I go out, I'm here to have a good time when I go out. I don't think about somebody's going to fight, somebody's going to shoot. I don't think about that when I go out. I go out to have a good time. I go out, hopefully, with dignified people who know how to act in a public space. That's what I go out to do to have a good time. And think about like this. These tickets are high as fuck for these sport events.
Yeah, I'm paying my money.
Tickets are high as fuck. They are. So it's like people.
Last thing you want is for the game to end early because of some dumb shit. It's like
people are spending. People are working overtime hours. People are, eating brown bag lunches to like save for these tickets.
Max out your credit cards just to go to the
game. People are doing stuff like going through extreme measures to go to these games because almost like we say for
regular folks are priced out, especially for like NBA and NFL. Like baseball is still pretty reasonable.
If you got a family and you're a regular person, you're not going to the games. Like they pricing out people. Yeah, to football and basketball have priced people out.
Is like the regular folks is like, is almost priced out. It's like
they are. When you look at the price of these tickets, it's like, damn. Damn. It's like and then you want to go for the experience because the tickets starting at $30. It's like, but you're in standing room, in the nosebleeds and standing room only.
Yeah.
You're at the game, but do you really want standing room in the nosebleeds? Just to say I'm at the game. Do you really want to do that? Or do you want to experience being in the crowd, getting the energy, feeling that energy come off the court or off
the players without binoculars and shit.
Without looking up at the jumbotron,
got their little opera glasses, they be like.
Well, you just look at the big screen.
Or you watch the Shrine, like you look at the Shrine, or you have your little opera glasses. Okay, yeah, all right, there's Zach. I see him.
I think Zach LaVine just dunked. I think he dunked.
Okay, here comes Caleb Williams. He's on the field now. I think. I think.
Looks like Ant's playing, but
you get up that high, if you're not watching the Shrine, you're gonna need because everybody looks the same. It's like you don't know who's who when you up that high.
Mm-hmm. You want to be where the action is, and I get it. But
the Malice, the Palace, the
Palace. You said on Netflix, right?
Huh?
You said on Netflix, right?
The Malice is on Netflix.
I'm going.
And
put this in my reminder to watch.
Palace is no more for those that know. Yeah, like they because Detroit they moved out of the Palace. They moved into their new building in downtown Detroit. They Detroit is in a renaissance right now. So they
it is.
They move all their teams back into like which is why the Bears don't need to leave like Chicago. Because Detroit moved all of their teams back into downtown Detroit. The Lions, the Tigers, the fucking Pistons. They all moved back in. So when they moved in and they demolished the Palace, and all the guys were like, I'm so glad the building is gone. Like all the Pacers guys were like, fuck that building. It's like we glad they tore it down.
It's just bad memories, and I am a believer in like energy can carry from a what I mean? Like if something detrimental happens somewhere, you need to get rid of that building.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at you, E2. You gotta get rid of that building.
It's still standing there. It's still empty too, It's been empty, and that was like over 20 years. That was 2003, so 21 years since that happened. Almost 22. That was February, so be 22 years in February, and it's still.
So it's like people who could have gone to E2, people who could have gone to E2 back then. It's legal,
Yeah.
People who are 21 now could have went.
Yeah, if your parent had you like where the day that the E2 thing happened is like you'd be old enough to go to the club. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Time is crazy like that. Yeah, I just thought about that. Yeah.
Every time I would like see that building, I said, because I pass it pretty often. And then when I like pass it, I'm like,
Yeah.
like just get rid of it. No one's ever going to.
It's been vacant for 20 years. It's like nobody's gonna buy that thing. It's like
No one's gonna buy it.
yeah.
I wouldn't want to buy it. How many people? 20 people died that
20,
night.
21, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I wouldn't want it. Like,
They spirits are probably still, yeah,
and,
like
and I don't think that Sage can do. It's only so much that Sage can do.
yeah,
Sage can only do so much. I don't think that Sage can cleanse that. So
yeah.
get rid of that building. And I
Right.
mean,
We going long, so I think we should wrap this up. I had a couple more, but yeah, let's just wrap it. Not another damn pod. We went long talking about what there's a lot of shit on it.
now.
Definitely some appreciate your support. Not another damn podcast, episode 388. You want to support us further, give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. I'm talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, Amazon, Alexa devices. And you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well.
And you can check me out at MSIMA8626 on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Also, SCR8GLEY1 on Twitter, SCR8GLEY1 on 7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page and check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.